Let's do another bonus videos, and I'm hoping I nail this one, as it is definitely an alert signal, but nothing in the area of, okay, this is gonna happen today. In fact, it can't happen, in that the signal that I'm getting is that what I've been waiting for and looking to have happen has a high probability, and that I think is gonna be multiple weeks of some very interesting times, as I've seen with all how these coins are acting out right now. So earlier within the afternoon video, of course, Litecoin just doing a phenomenal job with how this is going. Even this further upside action at like 1900 hours, $83. Yeah, I think the last time I talked about what would have been like what 5 p.m. or something, 1700 hours. So it would have been like, yeah, 73. It's up an additional like 12% since that point. $60 up to 83. And yeah, I'm confident that this is going to work itself up to 125, 130, 140 relatively soon. And then as far as BTC is concerned, and also when I talk about the trading strategies that I talk about, oftentimes I'll just go away from my mathematics and we'll see how it works in here. But I'm going with my overall game plan from the start as well. But I sold some Litecoin again against Bitcoin for the purposes of buying it when it goes down. And this is what we have. I mean, it's a strong buy spot, and I'm selling there, which is like, okay, well, the math says it's time to sell again. The last time I sold was on the 140s somewhere. Now I got 168 is what I end up getting. 160, well, the exact number. 1,695,000 Satoshi, and few numbers after that. So 168 handle and change. I'll buy it back whenever. I don't got a buy order for it, but I'll just buy it when it comes down, because with stuff like this, I can quickly put funds into my hardware wallet as need be. But 250 to 225 is that interesting area. I think that is where I'm gonna do a bit more of an aggressive sell, and really, it's the lowest end of doing it. Up to the 35 areas where I think this is heading up towards. I like where it's bottoming in here. I think we're at least getting back to where it came from at this upper end. And this pattern again, how it just had the sideways moves breaking out. To me, that's why I say it's a strong buy. The mathematics on this just makes it simple for me. For, as I mentioned, start, decent selling is in there. And then the middle areas, I call it, would be somewhere around in here. This is the middle area, which is noticeably under the point 0.1 handle, but noticeably above this level of resistance. That's where the medium sell level comes in. And the very strong sell level comes in here, above the 10. For the supply ratio is like 4 to 1. So I'd be very surprised if this can even hold and stay above 10 for hardly any time at all. But if it ends up going to this area, that's where aggressive sell comes in. But it's thankful that I at least somewhat, at least for now, have to keep my eye on it. For it's not too long before I'm getting this level here. And at the same point, I talk about the probabilities of a situation happening. Well, the probabilities of having price action up in where I scribbled in here are a lot in whatever reasonable period of time. And when we're looking at weekly chart, we're talking maybe 10 weeks, 12, 14 weeks. The probability of it happening in 10 to 12 weeks up here is a lot higher right now than it was. And for that math, the exact same increased percentage to get there. So this is 0.43, so we'll say the odds of a quad move. 16, 32, 3x rather. So the chances of a 3x move here are much higher than they were any of these other previous times. And yeah, back in here on September 13th, I would have laughed and said, yeah, well, no, it's probably not going to happen. It could, It's definitely not favored to be one of the more likely or have even good enough probability odds to make it worth the case. But because of the setup being in play for it, that's what I'm looking at towards for next levels of resistance. And next up is Doji. I talked about this earlier in what happened. I think. Did I do it? And yeah, one of my bonus videos this morning. Yes, the bonus Bitcoin video in the morning. It's currently at 69. On Poloniex, it's went as high as 72. And it just had a nice little move. 57 up and just phenomenal. 15-minute time frame. I even need to see. Well, you can see that it came down to 52. My last, before I had to sell at 60 here. Then I had a buy order for 51. That didn't hit. Now my buy order, I sold on Poloniex and I buy on Bittrex. Of course, why wouldn't I? Bittrex withdrawals are much, much cheaper on Bittrex. And selling fees on Poloniex are also cheaper. Bitcoin withdrawals on both sides are the exact same. So I ended up selling in here. What I needed to do after this was I needed to take funds from my Trezor hardware wallet and deposit, and I did so in Poloniex. And then when I got in there, I put a sell order in for all of them at 71. And after I sold this, I put my buy order for 51 for pretty much exactly what I sold. I'm not trying to gain this coin. I'm trying to gain Bitcoin. It's a trading vehicle to gain BTC. Nothing more, nothing less. So I ended up selling at 71 because that's where my sell order was. So what I have done is I ended up making another withdrawal from my Trezor wallet, sending about the same that I did before. It's been about maybe 20 minutes since I sent funds to Poloniex, and I can put a new order in now because they're there and they're confirmed and they're available balance. So where do I sell? And how am I going to allocate what I want to? Because I also have to be on alert for this. I see a situation here on the daily where we had a high of over 100, pull back down to 45, lower high to 80, higher low. It's at least second consecutive one from the 2018 ones here at 35. So 35 higher, well, 35, 44 higher, and then here 50 higher. And so now, if I'm selling at 71 last, a move to 82, 83 would be a differential of 11 basis points, and we're looking at 15%. Well, it's okay. And then overall in here, where have we gone to for big moves? And the majority of this is in here. I mean, if I don't aggressively sell near 100, I don't know what else to say. For I'm going to most likely unload close to half of what I got left. Just literally, I have a large size order here. And then if it gets in here, it's pretty much an all-in sell. That's how I'm playing it right now. Maybe this has the potential to go to 400 or 500, but I mean, if it does, I don't care. I mean, I'm profiting on it as it is anyway. So that basically leaves three sell levels for me. One again is like the 80-ish area, then the 100 area, and then just have a lot of fun selling what you got left at 127 and above. And if I'm selling up here, if I happen to be fortunate enough to do so, there's no way I'm going to buy back until it goes below 100. It's just, other than, yeah, not even, not other than, I just wouldn't. Now let's move on to AidCoin, which is changing its story, breaking down. When I got all of these cells that have filled, I mean, so be it. I got buy orders to fill if it's going to go lower. And you should know the answer to this. Did I buy anywhere near the 1080 low? And if not, where did I miss out on? And the answer is a little over 1,000. That's where my next buy order is. Going below that, then I might have to put a new one in after that, actually. But where would I go after that? Oh, time will tell. Probably we'd be looking at about 8:30 after that, though, or 8:20, 8:10. Vertcoin, I'm not buying till 10 here. So I got a little ways to go here. What's not fun about this coin is that it needs an extremely large amount of confirmations. So it can take 24 hours and even another hour or two longer to confirm and be ready for your available balance, which when you get haywirely large moves can become a troublesome spot at times. But it makes it always important when you have these types of moves to have orders in place. If I buy at 10, then I guess I'm going to be moving a portion of those coins to the wallet and then have what I need for a sell order, and then everything else goes back to my wallet. And moving on to Dash. Now I haven't looked at a lot of the coins out there, but it just seems this is a high cap day. All the high caps coins are the ones that are doing well. Here we have Dash against Bitcoin, and it was doing well beforehand, but it's starting to retrace back higher from these lows in at 2.6 or 2 and 2/3%, the price of Bitcoin. Ethereum, this was a real move in here, where on the single hour time frame, it just got all of its losses back to where it came from, and still showing no signs of this move being over, where we should extend the gains further. Monero becomes a very interesting one because I mean it's holding up and showing a nice increase upon its 18. This is all stuff I'm liking and see where we might have a good global bull market on the cryptocurrency space that was amazing and often in 2017. But what's very interesting about this one is its time frame doesn't make sense here. Okay, well, everything up here, this is all fine, but this top occurred at 2100 hours yesterday. And all the markets look like this, but the V shape started at like 9 p or 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. I believe. I mean, again with Ethereum, it was well midnight. Yeah, it was right after, but that was earlier. I find that. Oh, by the way, Ethereum made new highs here. Who would have thought that? As it just got above it. Something that these markets seem to tend to do, and well, it's doing what it's doing. As far as Ripple, it's been in a big downtrend for a while, but it had its fall at midnight and it's recovering relatively nice against, and Bitcoin's doing well. So it thought that it's recovering in an uptrend with Bitcoin still in an uptrend. That's good to see. And then we have PivX on the single hour, which well, it's not a high cap coin. Had this rally up to 24, down to 20, and I mean this was just gross, I guess. Yeah, this was not fun. Because the low here comes in at 20,500. I have a hair above 20, which means I wasn't able to take advantage of this move. Had I played there, I most likely would be putting an order at 23 high. I normally 23.4 even. I would probably go about 23.4, like right around here. I probably would have went, so I still wouldn't have got the high, but so be it. That's how it goes. And as far as how it looks on this, I mean, it's just really doing its thing. But I think there's going to be a global rise, and it's going to be a time where this is going to have phenomenal gains. Almost every coin will be like a dartboard, and it's not a matter of if it went up, it's a matter of how much it went up, and it's personal intricacies which makes it different from the others. But overall, just everything seemed to be going higher. And of course, it's your own risk and reward for it. I'm just saying what I think, what I'm doing, and stating what I'm doing in this video. Komodo, it's just hanging in there. It's almost like the Bitcoin price doesn't even matter. Nothing. There really isn't much change in today's and yesterday's session from what's going on. Sure, yesterday's day was a little more volatile, but still just a little more. It's just staying within this range and still holding and staying above the 18 lows, although it's supporting it. It's congesting at the lows now. It's been resisting continuously the highs. It's just not doing whatever. But thus, it's technically going up against the dollar because, well, if this goes sideways against Bitcoin, it effectively is moving with that of Bitcoin. And now on to one that I do want to go lower, and that's GRS at 92.30. I the way I look at this is, and I did a whole bunch of these computer games, and I can just quickly bring it up because I got the time to do it. And we'll bring up some small basic. So I got this is where I'll be saving my file for the recorder. But no, this one here, my Cam Studio videos. But DGB NLC, Core Bitcoin. This one is the one on steroids. For at one point the ratio was 263, and it just had some phenomenal moves, going up to 650, 1023, and then pulling back to 681, going up to 12, and then the move down here, down to 297, back up to 682, back down to 229, each day representing or each ratio number representing day number, and then up to 7, 8, up to 10, 1385, back down to 373, up to 1246. This is the type of moves I want to take advantage of, down to 388, profiting from volatility. You get paid based on what the volatility is. If not so volatile, then you're going to get smaller gains. If it's higher in volatility, you can kick ass. This is the point where we could just have some phenomenal moves up to 20. Up to, oh, look at, yeah, up to 63. Back down to 132. Does it go below 1 even still? And then back up to 20. I mean, really? How do I not trade these? Up to 60, 72, down to 18. I mean, this is just phenomenal. 48, down to 30, down to 13, up to the 20s. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, this is the lower volatility kicking in now that we've been having. And this is the whole point of this, is that I think we're going to go back to those types of moves that are just so magnificent. And what I did in this game is I gave you 1,000 of one of the more expensive coin and 26.25 of the cheaper one, which had a retail price on the Price is Right. Well, I mean, if you bet $1, you'd be going over. It was like 40 cents worth. And if you can turn this into $25,000 worth, even 100,000, I mean, come on. When you have price movements like that, and then the Bitcoin prices go up, and then both the GRS and the DGB go up in price, I mean, everything working in your favor, you're just going to kick ass. And then in playing this game, what I would do is I would go into here and let's just assume, oh, let's just play for big moves. You see, and you don't do as well, I notice, playing for extremely large moves as you would for like 30-40% moves. But let's just wait. Okay, we're at 263. I want this thing to go to like 1 or like 6. Oh, it goes to 6. Okay. So let's just sell some of this coin and let's sell a bunch of it. Let's sell like 500 of them. And then let's just wait for an amazing sick decline, like say 222, or this thing to go to 16. Oh, it goes to 16. Let's sell half again. Okay, where are we gonna go from here? Well, I mean, let's go like 6 on the downside, like 38 on the upside. Oh, we're going in here. So let's now sell some DGB. Let's sell like 3250 of them. Okay, it probably was too many here, but I mean, you're just kicking ass when you do it this way. Okay, let's go to 2 or 16. Okay, it goes to 28. Let's sell half of them. Okay, let's wait for this to go to like 10 or 90. Oh, it goes to 379. Okay, so let's just sell 14,000 of the 19,000 that we got. And let's wait for it to either go a dollar or one, or let's go to 10. Oh, it goes below one. Okay, well, let's sell another 2,600. And let's wait for it to go to like a dime, which I know that doesn't go to, or to four, which it does. And let's sell half of these. Wait for it to go to say one and a quarter, or to say 12. It goes to 15. Let's sell another half. And let's wait for it to go to like say 6 or 44. It goes to 5. Let's sell about 25,000 of them. And next thing you know, we're just going to wait for the next one in. It's either going to be 150 and 18. It's going to be another sale. Let's sell 3,200 of them. Wait for it to go to 7 or 66. Goes to 82. Let's sell half again. And wait for it to have a big pullback to 15 or go to 222. Okay, it goes to 15. 1,074 days in at this time. Okay, now you got 209,000 of these things. We were starting with a lot smaller numbers before. Okay, let's wait for it to go to 5 or 50. And that's the end of the game. That's where we stand a couple weeks ago, or whenever I got the data last. Where you'd have 8,335, or under 10,000 and now over 100. Under 10,000 of this, or 10 times, and 100,000 of this, or 40 times. That's a volatility that I like. And then if you were to play this for smaller moves, like 20, 30% moves, and actually spend more conscious or more calculated and conscious decision on what you sell, there's just so large profits that can occur. So I am looking forward to the possibility of this thing going lower, where I can scoop it up. But where do I want to purchase this at? It's just barely came back to where it came from. And within the weekly chart here as well, I would be really leaning towards the 18 average of lows, a little over 7,000, I think. To me, would represent a good re-entry position for this coin. And the NMC name coin, I don't know why I'm trading this coin. I just can't help myself, I guess. I mean, this is truly a shit coin for really what it's worth. And I mean, I don't got much in it. I got less on this than I do my Doji. And I don't got much on Doji either. So, and we'll see what happens. And I actually want to talk about Doji again because there was one topic I wanted to talk about that I didn't mention when I was showing it before. And that is, I only think that this coin is good for those people who want lower volatility because its moves are not like you're going to see on the ones on steroids. When it only has like 9x and 4x and 3x, 6x moves from high to low, it's not much compared to the others. That's the lower volatility. And I also don't think it's good for those whom are trying to turn a very small bankroll into a very large one for that exact same reason on its little volatility. That it's just a lot more difficult to make more phenomenal profits in that level. So for me, I like it two ways. One, for the lower conservative situations, combination with diversification, and when you have a larger size bankroll, this could easily just be one of them. So that's really my case as far as that's concerned. Another one, when you're talking about websites or exchanges like Coin Exchange, And when back in business, Cryptopia, that this is a good market to trade other coins against. Because if I want to trade whatever altcoin against Doji on Coin Exchange, it's actually a pretty liquid market. And I'm going to get the fair bid ask price pretty much every single time. So if I'm looking to buy whatever else and then sell this coin back and forth, so I'm playing whatever other shit coin with this one in here, then I can, so this other altcoin, which, because normally this isn't doing much. So the other altcoin goes way up. I'm selling, I buy Doji with what I sell it for. And then the other coin goes way down where I buy it. And then I end up buying it with, of course, we'll say with a Doji. That is one reason, and there are doji markets out there as well too, which can make it easier for you. You can do the trades automatically, and sometimes they just have really good markets, and that's the case. Just use those. But if you're just trading anything against Bitcoin, there really isn't anything else that you're going to get too many good prices on those tiny exchanges with many illiquid markets. I mean, the DGB one's a joke. For this is the site. Sell orders. None at 300. It says zero. Um, that's children's allowances can buy that market up many spots. Uh, it's what, 1.5 cent, 1.6 cent coin. A few bucks, $3. A little over $3 to buy each one of these. Yeah, that's become, and that keeps going for a while like this. It's the same person doing it, obviously. But if you're gonna buy anything significant, there's nothing even available till 320 on here on Coin Exchange. And then for buy orders, 293. The bid ask ratio is already like 2-3% from each other. On Poloniex and Bittrex, the bid ask ratio is pretty much always going to be as tight as it can get. So that's you really just can't buy and sell other coins after you sell one and buy the other this way. You can go into Bittrex or Poloniex when they have like a 296, 295 ratio or something like that. And Dash seems to be moving now, 270. This is just happening because the last I looked at this price, which was about 3 minutes ago, while I was doing this video, it wasn't anywhere near this high. Well, maybe not that, but it's there. We can see having 258 up to 276. I trade this against Theta. I need a much better gain than this because I just most recently made a trade where I sold Dash at the 270 something handle. 275, 276 maybe. But I had to pay a price of like 2,700 for Theta, 2,600 high maybe, and now it's down to 2,263. Oh, but I'm close though. I'm close to where I'm supposed to go. It's not much of a spreadsheet, and I've hidden where my buys and sells actually are because that I'm going to keep not shown, or how, the numbers that I do. But my last trade was when the ratio was 1,017 almost, or exactly that of 1016.86. I guess I'm going to have to log into my hardware wallet again. I got no choice. And I'll move some Dash into the exchange. What I'll do is I'll calculate, well, how much do I want to sell. My next sell point is 1220.232, and the ratio's in at 1191. I still need 30 basis points, or 3%. However, no, I don't need to go to my Trezor wallet now. I can wait until the price point even hits it because it only takes 7, 9, 10, no more than 15 minutes for the funds to reach into Binance. So, but that's where I'm at. And of course, it'd be a trade on the other side. I'm looking for a 20% move. So that's why I have equals B1 multiply 1.2. This is just a very basic spreadsheet. And maybe I'll spice it up one day. But I'm not good at, I'm a terrible artist. And I don't like doing any type of artistic work. Although they say trading's an art, that's a different kind of art, I think. But when we're talking about computer programming and GUI formats, even the GUI that was available in basic language, I always sucked at it. I hated doing it too. So when I was doing Commodore 64 programming, understanding that was really like drawing on a paint, like on MS Paint. No way I was doing it. All right, so then multiply this by 1.2, and I multiply this one by 0.833333, because 83 and all those numbers going on forever is equivalency, or 16 and 2/3% down is equivalency to 20% up. And then I let the market do what it needs to do, and then react when it's my turn. And having this go to like 12 and a quarter or higher kind of deal, yeah, I'm making the trade. And part of it is hoping for a better price. I wake up in the morning, maybe I'll see that this is at 1900 or 1800. And maybe Dash goes up an additional X% after that on top, and I get a much, much, much better deal. So we'll wait and see on that one. Anyway, I've talked more than I've wanted to. I've talked a lot about trading strategy and stuff like that. But I hope. I mean, the market will do what it does, but just a very good bullish time, I think, is coming in, where I think like a multi-week bull market, something that could run into June, July, kind of August level, to some pretty incredible prices. And that's against Bitcoin when I talk about that rally. The overall rally, I mean, the Bitcoin one, the bottoms could literally be in on multiple waves. Like the fourth 3000, we might never see that, at least maybe ever. And then you're talking about, okay, going to like 8,000, 12,000, 16, 20. Yeah, pullbacks along the way, but then 30, 40, 60, 80, and then reaching whichever next major level. And that could be a good, nice 9, 16, 24 month period that we could be starting now as well, too. And I hope for that as well. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in. But what I hope for is like who I'm trying to cheer for to win a sporting event, or just try to pick someone I want to cheer for. Of course, market always does what it does. I'm always going to assess the risk involved, the rewards involved in different things. Think in advance. Well, if this situation comes up, how am I going to play it through? And then when those situations do come up, I'll have a lot of understanding and and be aware of what to do relatively fast when that actually happens. Have yourself a great night. Bye bye.